Russia revealed its terrible secret as enemy troops swept into Europe. While their intentions are clear, little is known about the army terrorizing the continent.
More.
Yeah, well. Hey. Yeah, I was just saying hi to Ryan. Yeah. Mom, I've explained this before. Yeah, I mean, you watch the show, and I love that you watch the show, but we said on the show, there's no sex in the show. None. Zero sex. We don't even talk about sexy games. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, no sex, I promise. Yeah, it's in my contract. Hey, listen, I gotta go. I love you. I love you very much. Okay, bye-bye. Where'd my Wii go?
What?
You saw it?
Yeah,
Did
you
put
didn't
somewhere?
move it?
No. I was on the phone.
That's weird.
Was somebody else here?
I
right
don't
here.
think so. Anyone seen a Wii?
Hey, I don't wanna go to work today. Wanna stay home and play all my video games on the One Up Show. You know you'll be a star on the One Up Show. You already are.
Check out what I stole.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Brew Dragon.
Sweet.
Limited edition. Fist plate.
You should have put his eyeball right there. Or
That would have been
something.
awesome, but then you would have had the red ring of death, like, automatically.
This is one of the better looking faceplates I've ever seen, though.
I know.
I would
beautiful.
actually put this on my. I would deign to put this on my 360. believe
You would
it or
grace
not.
it.
I would.
Yeah.
With its presence. I hope they bring this out with it when it comes out here, and I hope it comes out here
Yeah.
soon because I've been playing. You've been playing it too.
Yeah, yeah.
And I'm like really liking it. I
I-
have to say, like, it's really old school in a lot of ways, like really old school in a lot of ways, but not so bad that I'm ever bored.
No.
You know.
Yeah, and I mean, it is pretty, I mean, for me, it's not a real heavy, super deep, it's not super hard, it's a lot of grinding, but like, it's basically Final Fantasy V.
Yeah, it's like Final Fantasy V. You got the job system.
Right.
You unlock these jobs gradually. Like there's assassin, which is basically thief,
Mm-hmm.
white mage, black mage, right out of Final Fantasy. Each character's like a canvas, and whatever you want to do with them, if you want to turn this character into like the kick-ass spellcaster,
Right.
you can do it. Just give him that job, and then with that job, he'll earn skills. And then even if you switch job, you have those skills to
Yeah,
keep. And
you
move
need that
around.
one skill for that job. It's your choice. You get to, if you're like me and you're obsessive about balancing and leveling up everybody the same, you can just level everybody the same. You're going to grind a lot more, but
Right.
you know, or if you're like, you love, you know, the dark mage powers, you can just have like a, you know, a huge powerful dark mage. And
Right.
these shadow creatures, these, you know, they're kind of, you know, they have wonderful abs.
Beautiful abs. 10
Amazing
packs,
abs.
12 packs, just
They're just all of
ripped
them.
abs.
When I first saw videos, I was like, oh, it's a summon.
Right.
You know, it looks like a summon, but it's always there. You use it for everything. You use
Right.
it for physical attacks. You use it for, you know, your magic. I mean, it's always there. You do equip, but you never equip weapons.
Right, yeah, there's just like 4, there's like, you know, your wrist,
You get,
your
like,
ears for
bracelet,
earrings. Yeah.
You get a nice necklace.
It's like My Little Pony, my
You know,
Little
later
Pony
on-
RPG. I love the whole like Grandia thing where you can see the enemies on the field, and if you want to, you can try to avoid them, or you can try to sneak up behind them, attack them from behind.
The one thing that it does that's kind of original and I like is those monsters fight, monsters
Right.
possessive fight.
Right, right.
You know, you walk into a field with 4 bad guys and you can, you know, right trigger and you send out that
That little
circle.
like, yeah, right.
And then you can select from in there who you want to fight, and if they're, you know, in opposition to each other, like, I mean, at one point it's very simple, you know, there's an ice dog and a fire dog, and when they fight, if you collect them together and make them fight, then they neutralize each other, and then
Right.
they're super easy to kill.
That's really one of the places where they have done something original that changes the whole thing. I
Right.
mean, it really is a level grind. You fight a lot of enemies, and there is a lot of like Dragon Quest 8. It's like, okay, let's fight. There's another one, I don't know if you saw in the Dead Forest, where if you can match a skeleton and a dog and get them to fight at the same time, like the dog, you know, I think it wants a bone from the skeleton, so it goes and attacks the skeleton and tries to rip it from it. It steals or borrows or just repurposes from all these RPGs, but one of the things it does for itself is you have this, every time you do an attack or a magic, you have the option to charge it up, and there's a sweet spot you can hit in the charge meter to get an extra like effect out of it. But generally it's just a trade-off between, okay, how long are you going to sit there charging for your attack and gain power against, you know, you give up speed, you're gonna have to wait, and it shows where all the enemies are gonna move next and all your friends are gonna move next. So there is that depth there for strategy if you want to use it, or you can just sit there and a way through it and still be okay. But I'll be curious in like the second and third discs if it really like gets harder and takes advantage of that.
Yeah. So my Japanese isn't that good, but after the monsters fight, they drop what appears to be fecal material.
Yes.
And
Golden fecal material.
yeah.
There's
and,
gold in them there shits.
and you have the option to look through it.
Yes.
It gives
actually
you the
asks
option.
you. Yeah, it's like
no, seriously, this is shit. Do you want to look through it? It's saying that.
but I mean, who's gonna say no to that? Like, shit pops out after combat, and it's like golden. Like, you're gonna say
Because
no?
it's
I don't want to
shit.
look through this golden shit. There's something good in there. You know there is. There's like a mix of just incredible graphics. Like, they do all this stuff with depth of field and the focus that just makes everything look so much better.
Yeah.
And everything has that real like simple kiddie look that the Toriyama art, like it looks like Dragon Ball or Dragon Quest.
He did the original Dragon Quest.
Right.
So,
yeah, and he's
and
still
he does the
been
Dragon Ball,
designing
and
them.
it looks like Dragon Ball.
Story is definitely like cheesy in that uniquely Japanese JRPG way. Like, we're gonna do our best, and hey,
Right.
you know,
they're
let's.
constantly screaming, yeah!
Yeah, and
And
there's the annoying little sidekick guy.
I want them to keep the Japanese voices because it really is excellent voice acting.
What about the boss fight song?
The boss fight song is brilliant. The guy from Deep Purple,
Yeah.
and it's like you can't see and I will show you.
Yeah. Got to do it. Do your best. Know that you can't beat them now. It's like
Yeah,
it's like so cheesy and ridiculous.
I love that.
Yeah.
I already downloaded the MP3. I sent it to you.
That's
You
awesome.
can put that on your iTunes.
In the game, I mean, you gotta expect like a sunny like hey la la like JRPG from all of the story. This is not like you're like, you know, deep conflicted, you know, dark Final Fantasy at all.
I love that, like, you can check everything. You can check
Oh,
every
yeah.
rock, every tree, push them over. You pick up rocks, shove them over, and there's items.
And you get
And-
good stuff, like you get experience points, but you also get like defense up or like speed up. When you say like every rock, it is like every rock. You're like, I wonder if that shrub's not gonna have some. No, it
No,
does.
there.
And you like you almost always get gold at least, or like all these other things. Like that one thing like made just walking around the overworld and grinding like much more fun for me.
It made it more fun, like I was more involved in it, but it also made the game overall feel much easier because I was never like low on gold. I was never
Right.
low on potions.
Yeah.
I had like 8 Phoenix Downs and I've used 1.
Yeah, and I mean,
Yeah.
I will say, like, Dragon Quest VIII, I remember, which I liked, actually, but I would read a magazine while I played it because I was like, da-da-da, okay, combat, da-da-da, here we go, and I needed something to do. And this game, I have felt a little bit of that. Like, the TV that I have, this I totally love. I did this thing where you can divide it into 2 screens at once, and so I'd have football or something else on while I'm just grinding. And I don't miss it too much, but I mean, I think that says something about the game where I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, I need something else to be doing like during all of these combats. Like the first time I fight a monster or two, or if I'm fighting a boss, I have to switch, I get the whole screen, but
Right.
otherwise, like it's definitely grinding. If you don't like grinds, if you don't like just sitting there building up your characters, gathering stuff, it's probably not for you.
And there is nothing like this for the Xbox 360. There still isn't in
yeah.
North America. I mean, I was amazed. I'm sitting there, I have to keep looking at the 360 like, I'm not playing on a PS2.
I know.
Oh my God.
It's so weird. Like this game came from Japan, and it's for the 360, and it's good. Like I'm playing
really
it,
solid.
and we've only scratched the surface of the game, so we don't even know.
I mean, it's got 3 DVDs.
Right, which is crazy
like-
too. Like it's that.
And you're like
big.
10 hours in.
Yeah, and I'm still on the first disc, and like
Oh,
if you
yeah.
look at the world map, I've just been in this little like 1/6 of the entire world.
Yeah, I mean, as far as like RPGs on Xbox 360, you've got Oblivion, but that's, not at all in this
like,
style. It's
Enchant Arm.
Yeah,
eesh.
Cameo?
Yeah, so
No?
this and Lost Odyssey also, which we played the demo of,
Yeah.
looks really good. I mean, that's just a demo. They said it was just a little taste of it, but I mean, it looks amazing, and it looks like another Final Fantasy caliber game.
Right.
But like, yeah, this is needed so badly. This is a game where like people don't expect that they're gonna get this on the 360. This is just a PS2 kind of game,
Exactly, and you hear a lot of people saying like, oh, if this comes to the US, I will buy a 360.
Right.
And this is a genre with like a huge fan base, a huge, neurotic, insane, crazy fan base. I'm talking about myself. And it's not being served by the Xbox 360 at all.
Right.
I mean, we got tons of first-person shooters, which I love, but there's nothing like this. There's nothing, So I would be so super excited.
Well, you should probably get this back to Mr. Milky before he wonders where his precious limited edition faceplate is at.
I'm surprised he's not yelling already, stomping through the offices. Where's my faceplate?
All that smack. You get nothing back! Oldest combo in the world and you fall for that?
Rematch.
No.
Come on, one more.
No.
Just warming up. You've been playing for like the whole
Dude,
week.
I've got stuff to do.
You've been playing against the team.
Yeah, and I
One more,
beat
one
the
more,
team.
one more.
Why? You don't know shit about the game. You don't know how to block?
I don't know. I
Yeah,
know your shit.
You don't know how to block, bitch.
I don't know how to play a scrubby character like Pi where you press
Really?
one button to win. No, I don't know that. My character has like 3 stances.
And also about 5,000
like
losses
shit.
over the years. Shit.
Talking about.
What's up?
Oh, look at that. You did a very good parrying it. Oh,
Yeah, all right, so what we've got going on there is the end result of years of training against Shane. Admit it.
all right. Maybe I do need to train a little bit more. I'm a little rusty. It's been a long time.
Anyway, so VF5 on PS3.
You know what you're getting yourself into.
Fight one. Ready? Go!
If you're an extremely technical fighter,
Which
like
I am.
which you're not, there's a frame counter. But
I can
like
count frames in the training mode. Or?
in the training mode,
Because
the
training
dojo
in
mode.
4 was already awesome.
The people who are really good and really technical and can see like how many frames it takes for Jackie to
If
do
you're
this
like
or
If
that.
you're like an Akira player or some of the characters have these really complex moves, you almost need that to master that stuff.
Yeah, I mean like I'm not that. I'm older, so you know.
Well, you play Pi, who's a very scrubby, easy character.
For the win. For the win.
Jackie, I'm better at. He's not so technical.
You play what? Lei Fei, a very technical character.
I was playing Brad.
Badly.
I was playing Brad Burns.
Badly. When your loss column looks like the World Trade Center and your win column looks like a flat in Greenwich Village, you know, I mean, there's a difference there.
I'm still the second best
Win
player.
loss.
I'm the second best player here at this.
Second best player, but I mean, like, I got to admit that doesn't mean much. So there's in the dojo mode, which you're really going to need to spend a lot of time in because you're green like a grasshopper, a sapling, a very young tree.
I will train, because training is good.
You're going to need it. You're going to need the frame counter. You're going to need all the stuff in order to like get up to, I don't know, Kathleen's level of combat finesse. There are certain moves that have an icon, and if you select those moves, the game will actually show you what the combo is supposed to look like. It'll show you like some of Akira's most complex moves so that way you know the timing and the speed and that everything's supposed to come out.
You're not going to learn the stun Palm of Doom unless you watch it's like such a multi-part move, you know?
Right.
And the timing is important.
Wasn't an expert at Eileen, wasn't an expert, I'm not an expert at anybody, but I still beat the VF5 developers. Like 7 to 8, about 7 to 8.
You do have a lot of skill. I'm not gonna say you don't have a lot of skill. I'm surprised you beat the developers.
Well, to be honest, like the guy that I played, like, I mean, he's the one in charge of like the PS3 port of the arcade version. And he was good, but I beat him using Eileen, who I'd never really played before.
She's kind of a beginner character though, that's the whole idea of her.
Yeah, but she's got low reach and come on, he's gotta know what he's doing.
Run away into soul charge, necessary to break her guard. Skilled players guard impacting. You know it's hot when the sparks are green. Don't shoot back unconditionally. All they need for world plus B. Heroic kick to change it up. Even you should just give up.
Oh! Oh, I earned that one. I earned that one.
He was like, you know, I didn't actually expect to lose, but I thought I was gonna have to throw you a couple matches. Then he said, but then I quickly realized that you weren't kidding around. So I had to bring the A game. He's like, and I still lost, so you earned it. So I was like, yeah. But then I went down to Club Sega in Akihabara.
Got your ass kicked.
The downstairs floor at Club Sega used to be all the fighting games. You used to find Tekken there, very empty. Street Fighter, Samurai Showdown.
All the old stuff, yeah.
Rumblefish, everything. Now the whole floor is all Virtua Fighter. They moved all the other garbage upstairs. They've got the beginner area, which is like maybe 10 cabinets on back to back. So that's where all the general players play. They even have like a small section of like a couple machines for super noobs. But then, like, where the expert players are, where all the tournament players are, there's like, I don't know, there's actually 3. There's 3 here, 3 there. And for the sake of filming for the 1-Up show, that's where they put me down. This one guy who said his favorite player is, I believe it was Jackie, but he wasn't playing with Jackie. He was switched to Kage.
Dude,
against
Kage
me.
is dangerous in VF.
Kage in the hands of like somebody who really knows what he's doing is just murder. He was making Kage do stuff I've never seen before. Like he was just tiptoeing around the mat. He was like going That guy just clowned me up and down. I think I played against him like 3 times, switching through characters. God, it was rough. Oh, but it's hard to play at that level because 1, you don't have VF5 machines here. When Che was here and you and I
Back in the day,
John Davison would play. You know, like you're only as good as your competition. So we were like at a decent, just average person. We were good for like average players, right? But against guys who that's all they do after they get off work, they get done with their job, they're all in their suits and their ties, and they go, I mean, salarymen who kick ass at Virtua Fighter, that's not what you expect. So when you sit down at an arcade in Tokyo, it's rough, it's a wake-up call. I really want to learn how to play as like the new characters like Eileen and
Hellblaze? I really like
Hellblaze is great because he's when you looked at his character model when they first showed him, you think like, oh god, they added another wolf for Jeffrey, right?
Really
but he's small,
he's tiny, and he's fast.
He's fast, and he's.
What I like about VF also, the characters are so unique and different. Unlike a lot of other fighting games like a Tekken or Mortal Kombat, where everyone's kind of the same and your skill set carries over. In this game, it doesn't. And if you pick up a character you don't know, say like Go, a lot of guys never tried him.
Right.
They added him in Evo. He's really strange and complex, and you have to dedicate yourself to learning him because it's a whole new skill set.
Because he's not fast. He doesn't have moves with extreme range.
Right.
You know, like I mean, Kage can be across the screen in a second. He's you're never safe.
So even you or I, who's been playing VF for 10 years, if we want to, you can like decide, I'm gonna learn this new character, and it's like a whole new experience. It deepens the game. You know, if you and I decided we're gonna learn every character in Virtua Fighter, it'd be this huge undertaking. Well, and of course, the best thing about this is an awesome, heavy-duty metal arcade stick from Sega. We played this thing at TGS. I was like, this thing is so choice. It's expensive. It's like $80, but it's metal.
Get 2 of them.
And it has 6 buttons. And some VF nuts are upset about this. I'm not, because this means I can use it for like any future like Capcom games, Soul Calibur,
Tekken Dark Resurrection.
Tekken Dark Resurrection. It's a versatile stick. It's really high quality. The best part, it's not gonna be out in America.
What?
Yeah, import only. Sega has no plans to bring it here.
Not even on like Sega.com or whatever?
So far, no dice. So February 8th, when this game comes out, how about on the One Up show that week, we have a little tournament. Really? How about that?
Do you want to be shamed?
No, you're gonna get shamed.
Yu Suzuki thinks you're a chicken person.
He doesn't understand my style.
Yeah, no, he understands your style. And he said, I did not make my game for chicken people.
It's an evasive strategy.
An evasive strategy? To slap you and then run away for the next 30 seconds?
Yes.
I've got a word for you, but I can't say it on national TV.
We'll play again?
No, I got things to do.
You're afraid of getting beaten, that's what you're afraid of.
I don't need free wins.
Want to bet on it?
Shh. You owe Jason Bertrand like what, $31,000?
No, we're solid. I won it all back.
Really?
Won it all back.
It was like all or nothing, and you finally scraped out that one win.
Dude, I kick his ass at Soul Calibur all the time now.
That's because you came up with the grand nullifier of like if I win this next one, and this is what you do for like 30 matches in a row. If I win this next one, I don't owe you anything.
He took the bet.
But you didn't earn it.
One more game.
You're not a worthy opponent.
One more game.
So who's missing stuff?
Like a ton of people. Like Jeremy is missing his import Wii.
Right.
Skip, he's always missing.
Yeah, like
stuff.
Yeah.
People don't respect.
They just steal shit off
the
his
One
desk.
Up's missing it. Like a
Wait,
bunch
hold
of
on.
people.
I'll see you. I gotta do something about this.
Okay.
John. What up, man? Dude, I heard you went to Valve like 11 times without me or something like that.
Twice, yeah.
Man, what'd they show you?
Saw something good. One I can't really say. It's a cover story for our next issue.
Okay.
But you know,
Is it
me,
like Half-Life 4 or whatever?
I'm not like trying to be the hype man, but like in this case, if it's not going to be an excellent game, it's going to be a game unlike anything you've ever played. It's something that people are going to want to pay attention to because if they pull it off, it could basically invent a new category of gaming.
It's like a first-person shooter or something?
It's, from the starting point, yeah. I mean, that would be what the genre is first-person shooter. It's kind of hard because like if I tell you the premise, that'll explain everything. Because it's not that it's extraordinarily complicated, it's just no one's ever tried it, I mean, people have been hinting at it, and it's one of those things too. I've already spoke to some other developers and they're like, we had something like this planned or we've been wanting to do it. It's one of these things where everyone's just waiting for someone to pull the trigger on it and see what happens. If it's too, grand for the time, if it works, or if it's perfect excuse and it's a rock solid success where they're able to say to their publishers, hey, look at this, they just proved that it works, now let us do it.
So, dude, What is it?
You're gonna have to find out. There's a trailer, but it's not gonna tell you what the big catch is, though.
Single player, multiplayer, cross player.
All right. Well, next time you're going to Valve,
I'll hook you up.
cool.
All right, man.
Catch you later.
Why does our copy machine have a password?
Department ID? Okay. Password.
Should've known that wasn't gonna work.
What's going on over here? PC load letter? What the fuck does that mean? Just kidding. So what'd you think of my copy of Motorstorm?
It took some getting used to. To be honest with you, the first 10-15 minutes, I hated it. So much time like cartwheeling in slow motion through the air,
And it was driving me crazy because you can't skip it.
You can skip it.
Well,
you can. I figured out later on, but you can't play it the way you play a normal racing game. You have to, you have to kind of drive it the way my father-in-law drives, where you don't put your foot down. You have to it's like little squirts all the time, and like you pull it forward, and because if you just like open up, you're just gonna fall off the edge of the cliff all the time.
That's not how you drive? Oh. I don't know how you guys play, but I've been playing almost entirely with the motion controller. In fact, when I go back to using the analog sticks, I fuck up. I can't make the turns the same way anymore.
See, I borrowed your save.
Yeah.
And I started up and I thought the controller was bugged because I'm like, the stupid thing's stuck. And it's because you got it set up for motion control because you're weird. The only thing I could control with the motion controller was the big rigs because they're heavier and a lot more. There's a bit more of a sort of purpose to all the controls, but the bikes were all over the place.
Give yourself bikes. That's gonna be the last one, but give yourself 15 minutes. I swear, it all comes right together.
Are you just sort of, or are you like holding it out and like steering?
I'm holding it like this and then just tilting it, and I don't know. Like I said, it feels really, really good to me, and you know, like I know that I couldn't get that experience on an Xbox 360.
So are you playing first person and tilt? Or
yeah, first person tilt. You have control over like the angle that your vehicle is pointing, but based on how it's tilting vertically.
So when you're doing it like with the jump with the quads
yeah,
or whatever,
I can totally move my car around in the air. I learned on the truck. And then everything after that just made sense and was not that difficult. And I had a really good time with it.
If you hit the handbrake and kind of slide and then like juice the turbo,
yep.
That's kind of the quick way around the corners.
the turbo works like a jet engine. It doesn't seem to be applying anything to the wheels. It's just like force out the back of the car. So you can throw it into a corner and then push the car forward, and it doesn't seem to have anything to do with the traction of the wheels. So you can save yourself.
You know, you're concerned with where the turns are, so you're memorizing the track in that respect. And then you're also, you know, sort of conscious of like giant hills, or I should be going up this way. But the nice thing about this game is that there's all these little bumps and like crevices in the road and stuff. As time progresses, you memorize where they are, so that, you know, you're like, okay, well, I can go on this one stretch and I'll bust my turbo for a little bit. Then there's that little bump, so I'll come off it, and when I'm in the air, it'll give me a little bit of time for my turbo to recharge again.
Yeah, it's pretty cool the way, I mean, the diversity of the vehicles. I mean, you can be in a motorcycle, or you can be in this crazy, like, it feels like an 18-wheeler. I mean, it's this huge, like, off-road and fuck-off truck. So every time you play a track with the same track with a different vehicle, it's a completely different experience. I played it all first person. That you really get a sense of height and the impact of the way that you're interacting just from a first person view. So when you're in a big rig, I mean, you can see the hood out in front of you, and there's rally cars, and some of them look like NASCARs that are jacked up a little bit. And there'll be times where if you're in a low car, like a rally car or a quad, you'll hit like this little ridge and the thing will just explode. But then you can play it through on the next thing and you feel a little bit higher up and you feel a bit more confident, and like the trucks or whatever will just pile straight over it. And
the thing that I like about it is that they're actually different proper lines based on what vehicle you're driving. And because there's so many different paths and because the tracks are so wide open, there's just like so many options, so it just really opens up the game. It's like almost like sandboxy, you know, in that respect.
there were a number of points when I was playing it where I'm like, this track again, really? It's sort of forcing you to learn the environment, which was kind of interesting. But the thing that really struck me is the Japanese version. I don't know if the US one's going to be any different, but it's just one thing. I mean, it's the festival mode, and that's it. Well, there's one track where you can choose the vehicle, but everything else is just you take the path that they want you to take through it, and that's it.
You know, if you're paying full price, you kind of expect some extra modes, you know, and I just kept thinking how great multiplayer could be, and hopefully will be in the US version.
Yeah, which we obviously have no idea how it's going to turn out.
Yeah.
AI is so cool. Like, I can't remember a racing game with just a single player component that I've had so much fun racing against the AI with in a long time. So it is cool that in the motorcycle and on the ATV you get to, you know, punch the other people off. It really adds a fun dynamic. And if you run into some guy, there's a very good chance that he's going to come back later in the match and totally fuck you up, basically. I've seen it happen a bunch of times. The other thing that I find is nice is, like, you guys were saying how the first 10 minutes it was really difficult and all this. I agree that it is. It's a very hard game. But at the same time, I don't feel that it's punishing. You know, there are lots of racing games where if you make one mistake, you're screwed and you might as well restart the track. But not in this game. Like, even if you're in the last lap and you explode and drop back to like 9th place, there's a very good chance that you're gonna be able to like come back and win.
They've developed all this tech for this game and they were going to share it with all the Sony studios. It got me thinking about two other games that I think are very probably going to use this engine, and that's Wipeout and Twisted Metal. Both of those franchises, if they use this engine, I mean, Twisted Metal would be incredible in this environment.
You keep referencing Wipeout, and it's like my favorite series of all time. Like, when the new PS3 Wipeout in high definition comes out, hopefully with some online multiplayer and tilt control, I think it's going to be the best thing in the entire world. As much as I wish there was a Wipeout that was out right now, this game like kind of fills that spot perfectly.
What do you think? Should people
Import it.
import it?
I don't know. Depends how tight money is, I would say. The PlayStation 3 doesn't have any region coding, and that is awesome. I thought I was gonna like this game. I played the demo, and I wanted to play more of it right now. So, for me, the import purchase feels justified. If you are only gonna buy one, wait for the US version.
Because I think if they'd have released this version in English at launch, graphically, I think everyone would have felt good about the PS3. It would have gotten beaten up for how linear and simplistic the gameplay structure is, because I mean it's just one mode straight through, no multiplayer. I mean, no multiplayer, it would have got crucified for that.
I agree. If you got $50 burning a hole in your, or $60 burning a hole in your pocket, or you want something to show off your PlayStation 3 this Christmas time, I don't know, it's a pretty hot game.
By the way, have you seen that copy that I was using? It disappeared.
No.
It's in my
More
my
shit
office, on my
disappearing?
desk.
There's all kinds of shit missing from around here.
I heard Skip has lost some stuff, I don't know.
There's a Japanese Wii's gone, right? And now Motorstorm as well.
Weird.
When did we look at this?
I don't know. Anyway. I gotta go play some more.
All right.
Luke,
What?
what are you doing? You gotta give them back.
Give what back?
The Wii's.
These?
Yeah. Why have you taken all these Wii's?
Stare at them. Play Jenga with them.
But there's games we want to play.
I want to play Elephant.
Yeah, elephants, Luke.
Oh, the little
It's Christmas.
little intern wants to play Elephant.
Give them back,
I'm so
Luke.
sorry. I'm not giving them back. None of them. They're all mine. I couldn't get one at the fucking store. You know what? Now you can suffer as I have.
You're ruining Christmas.
Yeah, I am ruining Christmas for you and making it better for me. Really, you've come to reclaim the Wii's from me.
Yeah.
With a bunch of interns? Really? Nah, it's not gonna work.
Well, got a styrofoam
what do you-
ball.
Mike's a contract worker.
I have health insurance.
Yeah, come on.
You need to do better than this. I'm not giving them back.
Come on. Okay, fine. This is all fun. It's just like the end of the films. We've seen all of the Christmas movies, and at the end, then the Grinch, he feels the spirit of Christmas and he gives everything back. This is the part where you give everything back.
Yeah,
You're a
back
jerk.
Scrooge.
You guys are right.
Come on.
You guys are right. This is the end, but you're fucking not getting the Wii's back. Season finale, it's over. Fuck off. Get out of my awesome new cubicle. Dismissed. Take your little contract workers and go have lunch. Just get the fuck out of here.
Oh my god. Merry Christmas, asshole.
Jerk off.